It's a model, we use it, and it only seems to be the AutoCAD users, and I'm not bagging anybody, who freak out about it. And I've never understood why the freak out is. They
if your
get a
office
model.
doesn't have the experience though, is there ever a point in the draw the line and sand to say, we've gone as far as we can in 3D, I need to pull it out?
Look, I'd be lying to say that we don't do any 2D work, we do. And ArchiCAD does it in 2D as well. When if you model up a building and you can take out any part of the building you like and you flatten it on a sheet, because obviously the builder wants to see 2D drawings, but it's from the model. You can add then all your text and the extra backlining and a few other odds and ends because you don't model to that degree. So there is some 2D work, but we don't kill the model off like in some programs and go to 2D and you can't go back. We can always go back because we always have the model there.
Some of the larger clients tend to say that if you see more than one view, you keep it in 3D. And others say that you model down to 1 to 20, and under that you go 2D lines. Because you don't want to model every screw and every washer and bolt. Computers can't, just can't keep up. So at some stage, you do want to bump it down.
And everything ends up in 2D on sheets because it's what the builder wants to see, a floor plan with elevations, with dimensions, basically. But we always have that model there.
But we're still talking about drawings. I just can't believe it.
I was about to interrupt there too because with the advent of the iPad, and that's obviously the first thing in that sort of wave of things going out. There's things like Virtual Building Explorer, Navisworks, and these things where you'll be able to take a model on the site. And you're exactly right.
Well, in America, there's one of the companies is providing service to builders where they will go through a BIM model and report what has been drawn in 2D because the builder wants a 3D model.
Absolutely.
And they don't want all the crap that architects add to make it turn it into drawings.
So an excellent example is the Air Conditioning Manufacturers Association project, where they're trying to integrate the HVA duct supply chain. And I saw a presentation of that yesterday, and I've seen it elsewhere before. So the mechanical engineer designs a system, he calculates the load from the model, etc., broadly sets out the system. The typical expression of the nominated subcontractors in the mechanical area is that they just toss that all out the window. It's a complete waste of time. The mechanical engineers completely wasted his time because they reinvent the whole thing again. Right, now they used to do that in 2D, but now they do it in BIM. But what ACMA are trying to do is say, obviously a design engineer understands the client's requirements, he has to integrate that with the architectural context and other disciplines. There is a model of the air conditioning system that is an output of that process. They want to then take it, the air conditioning subby guys want to then say, okay, there's that object, it's a duct, or it's a bend, or it's an elbow, or some piece of equipment. They want to put the manufacturing and performance specific selection data, so they choose a particular product, they bolt it onto a standard duct, and then they take exactly the same model-based information and it goes off to a cutting machine, a laser cutting machine, which optimises the use of the sheet. So all of the pieces are optimised on a piece of sheet, so it's faster, more accurate, more economical, and with it comes a little database on every product in the air conditioning objects with the number of screws, the number of fixtures, the reference point, the unique ID, the performance of it, the paint finish, the insulation, the quantities of it, absolutely everything which adds up to a total cost at the end. Now, it's taken them a long while, they haven't even got there yet, and it'll take them quite a long while, and it's a big investment. But they're going to smart manufacturing. I think drawings have to be balanced by a view. There will be always some need for drawings, but the vision is we go to smart manufacturing. The model allows that smart process.
Coombs already do that.
Yes, that's the guy I was talking about.
John, who do you envision creates this model? Because look, to be frank, like I see some great models produced by architects, by the engineers. We don't see too much modelling there that's useful. Basically, the designs, when you try to put them together, they just clash, they don't fit. And then, like, look, we're in steel process engineering, we end up creating the only useful job model on the job. and then it goes back to Coombs, who then, because I've done a lot of work with them, who then use our model. So who do you envision starts to create these models? There has to be a total change in the thought process at the beginning. Like,
yes, I absolutely agree. And the steel supply chain started with a long vision. The CIS2 project, which was started in the UK in about 1990 or something like that. CIS2 is a protocol for sharing steel design, detailing, fabrication and erection from design conception to final erection on site. Now, what's happened is that only part of the process has become common in the industry, i.e. they took structural drawings and then reinvented it again. But the problem at the moment is that your industry doesn't trust the models that come from architects and engineers, but that will change very, very rapidly, because that modelling competence will arrive, especially when we have more model guidelines, it's a model building guideline thing.
I'm conscious of the time, and I'm sure perhaps even over alcohol will get even more interesting. And those of you who need to leave this block, we certainly can. We are conscious of trying to collect all of these things, and I've been involved with it from obviously my time at Autodesk. Now that, as I said before, we're fairly neutral on this, we try and be neutral. We think we've got a role to play to sort of bring these parties together. This is a thing that I think with Build Smart we can do, Building Smart we can do quite well. So I'll certainly email back. We'll probably make a bit of a white paper or a summary. Send it all back. We're happy to hear your thoughts. Obviously happy to get in contact with you as well if you need some assistance or you need us to sort of work in between. But at this point, unless there's any other burning questions that the audience needs to know, I just want to make one more, obviously, thank you to everyone. But before that, there are some invitations or registrations for DesignX that they were quite keen to give us, which is great. So like tomorrow and Friday, there's still a chance to get down there. At usually $20, I think, if you don't register, but you can take one of these little invites and get in and have a look. But apart from that, I'll thank all our speakers, certainly John for coming down, Laz and Andrew from DKO and Graphisoft, Mr. Beer for Bentley. I've forgotten one thing.
Sorry, and the last point is that should be a pilot. Correcting that issue should be the subject of a pilot. What do you think is the best way to do it? Get a team involved in doing the proper way, not the wrong way.
Yeah, we always get, we come back on jobs and that, but we just have trouble, like we end up sorting out all the stuff because the fast track nature, the design comes off a concept and it's been designed down here and we're doing the mould and then it's coming back to the designers and then they're using it. So that needs to change around. Like basically the steel, but then there's,
it's been very hard to...
Earlier.
Pardon?
You become involved earlier.
Well, that's what we're trying to, but like the thought's got to change. People don't see the value of our input and they don't want to pay the cost because it is expensive to have 20 people putting in input and so much data. So it needs to be a bit more put up front.
Your voice has got to be louder, your industry's got to become more involved, and it's another reason why we have to have a national discussion, because our industry has so many specialist fabricators, designers, erectors, certifiers, all that. We're a complex industry. We have to talk and get some national consensus.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Drinks are
Thank you very
served.
much.
Thank you.